So as I said before, I'm gonna be starting to post more YouTube videos. It's gonna be like more kind of like me just talking to you, more raw, like raw footage. And today I want to talk about kind of like my fitness journey. What got me into being like I feel like I'm pretty consistent with the gym. I like to be. I like to like go out of my way to try to make it to the gym every day. It's something that's important in my daily routine. I like to do, and kind of like how that all started, how it was implemented and stuff. Because I wasn't always very consistent. I grew up not being consistent, so I'm just gonna like run through how I started having a love for the gym, stuff like that. And I said in a few of my videos, going to the gym for me, yes, it's building a physique, but at the same time, it's kind of like I just love it. I like going there. If I go with the buddy, I like the camaraderie, talking between sets, because I know that me and my buddy are BSing, but like at the same time, we're building ourselves, and I think that lifting not only affects you physically and mentally. I don't think there's studies that actually prove that. So not only is it to build your body, but it's to build your mind. It allows you to go through struggle. If you're struggling with the set, it allows you to go through that struggle and try to push through it. Kind of like relating into life, how like you're gonna go through struggles and you're gonna have to just push through it. So I view some of the stuff in the gym kind of similar to that. You're gonna encounter things in your life that you're gonna need to push through, and the gym's a perfect way to show that, where you're pushing through a set that you're struggling with the weight, you're pushing through. So I'm gonna do a drop set. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to finish it. It also allows you to train your mind to do things that you don't want to do. Let's say I'm gonna be hitting legs today, because for me, legs is my least favorite body part to hit. So let's say I'm doing legs today. I'm really dreading it. Well, going to the gym, doing those squats, doing that leg press, I'm pushing myself to do it. Even though I don't want to do it, I'm doing it. So it trains that mind that you're going to have to do things that you're not going to want to do in life. So it kind of builds that work ethic in you, where you can relate it to other things in life, such as schoolwork, volunteering, career stuff. Like, it allows you to train your mind to do things that you might not want to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk through that today. So I guess when I was younger, I always was doing I was always doing like push up. I wouldn't say I always was, but when I was younger, I was extremely skinny, and I was very skinny. I remember I would get out like to the pool or whatever, and I never really like messed with my mind or anything. I never got bullied or anything. That wasn't ever a reason, but like I was always a little self conscious that like I look very skinny. I showed one of these videos on my Instagram. If you want to go view my Instagram, I have a video talking to me, and there's a picture of me there. And I was always like kind of skinny. So like growing up, I remember my dad would be watching TV. My parents would be watching TV. We always watched TV as a family, and I'll be on the side trying to do push-ups, just trying to crank out push-ups. I remember my dad told me push-ups are key to getting stronger and bigger, and I'd always crank out push-ups and sit-ups. I always wanted the abs. That's what I always wanted. I was always, even though I was super skinny, I was always worried about like, oh, I can't eat too much of this food because I'm gonna get fat, stuff like that. So I always be cranking out the push-ups, cranking out the sit-ups, stuff like that. And I always had a thing for my forearms. I feel like my forearms were my best trait growing up. They're definitely my strongest point. But I would have this like, I really don't know what it's called. If you know what it's called, put it in the comment. But it'd be like a wooden tube, and it would have a string coming down tied to a weight, and I would do like, I don't really know what it's called. Well, I'll do like that until the weight got all the way to the top, and then slowly bring it down. So I would do those things. Try to do them once a night. Like I said, I wasn't very consistent with it, so sometimes it would only be like 3 days a week. Sometimes it actually was 5. It really depended on what I was doing throughout the week. So I always wanted to do that. I was training growing up. I always played baseball. So I was trying to work out, try to do stuff to get better with baseball. Once I got into high school, baseball was, I didn't really like it anymore. High school I didn't really like high school baseball at all. Travel baseball was fun, so I was always trying to like do push-ups and stuff to try to help me with that. But I guess growing up, yeah, I was just doing that. I remember during COVID, we would do Murphs. Me and my neighbors, we would try to do Murphs. But even running, I wasn't a fan of running. I did 8th grade year, I did track, and my dad said if I got, I believe it was a 5:30 mile, he would buy me a steak dinner. And at that time, I thought a lot of training was running a mile a day. So I would run a mile a day. We had track practice, I think 2-3 times a week. So I'd run a mile a day plus those track practices. and I started at like a 6:20 mile first track meet. And then by the time I got to that last track meet, I hit the 5:30 right on the dot. I was so hyped. I won't even lie. I was so hyped that I got that. But yeah, so running wasn't even a big thing for me either. I just did it because I wanted that steak. Because steak's probably one of, if not my favorite foods. That or crab or sushi. Yeah, so never was into running, but yeah, like I said, I was always a skinny kid, and I guess like in high school, I remember playing football. I was the lightest kid on the team. I was the lightest or the second lightest on the team, and I couldn't put up like. I thought that, because of what I did all those push-ups, that would translate to a bench press, but I'd never bench pressed ever. So freshman year, we did benching for our football team. I guess it was freshman football. I'd never really played football before, but I thought it'd be cool to try it out, meet some kids, and we did benching, and I couldn't even get 45s up on both sides. And every other kid was getting that up, and I was like, why can't I do this? I've been doing push-ups all the time by the couch. Like, I don't understand what's going wrong. I've never worked out in a full gym. I've never bench pressed before, but like everyone else was doing something, and I feel like I've been doing these push-ups for a while. I feel like I should be able to do it, but I couldn't, and that really like messed with my head. It just messed with me. I didn't do anything about it until that year. I did a thing called Titus that winter, and I put on some muscle. I think I went in, I could be completely wrong, but like 110, 120, somewhere in there, weighing going into school. After that Titus thing, then I was like 140, I want to say, 140 group. And I like kind of was floating between there and floating between 140, 150 and the freshman year. Then sophomore year came around. Sophomore year, I didn't really even do anything. I would push-ups. It was push-ups again. I would actually go to a gym maybe like once a month, every other week, something like that. Was never consistent with it. Still super skinny, but I did notice some progress when I did that lifting. But again, still super skinny. I never really implemented any like food plan, meal plan, anything like that. I was just eating what I saw or not eating whenever I saw food. So I was like, I never was eating with a purpose, I guess you could say. And I feel like eating with a purpose is such an important thing for lifting that kids like might put in the work in the gym, but if they're not eating with a purpose, then that's not gonna go to your physique. It helps you mentally, like I said, but it's not gonna go into the physique. If that's what the goal you're trying to achieve, food is just as important as the lifting wise, as doing those exercises. Food is critical, getting your nutrients, getting your calories, getting your protein. That all builds muscle, and that will help develop a physique that you're proud of and that you want, that physique that you desire. It's not just the weights, it's actually the food you eat. So I really never implemented that sophomore year. Going into junior year, I guess, I was that 150 range and never really thought about it. Forgot to say, sophomore year I quit football, didn't really like it. Just played baseball, a little bit of travel baseball in the fall. Then I kind of fell out of love with baseball, so I only did high school junior year. And I would lift every other week, maybe fall of junior year, but winter and spring junior year, that's when I like cracked down on lifting. Like, dude, I was in the gym like I don't want to sound like one of those gym bros, like, oh, I'm like Sigma like that, like whatever you want to call those things. But I don't want to sound like that, but like I was in the gym a lot and I loved it. And the gym, like, I won't want to say changed my life, but like it really has like changed a lot about me. It's helped build confidence and everything. And I was in the gym a lot, and at the time going into it, I was super, super skinny. And going into it, like I couldn't put up much weight, but like I love being there. The vibe around the gym, it's not like I thought going into it like I'd be stared at because like I'm a skinny dude going to the gym lifting weights, but the gym's not like that. Gym's a very supportive area where people are positive, trying to like, oh, let's go, man, you're in the gym, I love to see you being here, come back tomorrow, stuff like that. Like they're trying to lift you up, trying to encourage you to come back, and I love that. I love that high vibe attitude that's at the gym, and I love that. And so I would go to the gym a lot. I started my workouts if I couldn't go to the gym, because at that time I still didn't have my license, but if I couldn't drive to the gym, then we had like a makeshift bench at home, so I would do bench, and we had some dumbbells at home, so I'd use dumbbells at home. So I still got the job done while I was home, and I was consistent. Like I was 5 to 6 days a week actually lifting weights, and not only that, but I was eating like a madman. Like I said, I was super skinny, so I was trying to eat as much as I could. I remember what I would do all the time was I would eat my 3 meals during the day, then try to cram in snacks in between there. Trying to prioritize protein, but like mainly calories because I just wanted to get big. And I remember right before bed, my snack would be a big protein shake, and Oikos, like one of those 000 yogurts to get that protein in, and then I would have a four to five packs of oatmeal and eat that all right before I go to bed. There were many times before going to bed I would throw up. I would throw up all that food. I was like, wow, this is a waste. But yeah, I would eat so much to make myself throw up. That was how the bulk went for me when in the spring junior year. I would eat so much from that snack before bed that I would sit in bed, be staring at the ceiling, and I was like, oh no. And I'd sprint to the bathroom and I'd throw it all up. It was nasty, but by the end of junior year, I weighed about almost 190 pounds. So going from 150 to 190, I put on almost 40 pounds going into that summer. So I put on a lot of weight. It was good weight. Like I was able to put up a lot more weight in my lifts. I don't know the exact numbers, but I was benching over. I didn't hit 225 just yet. 225 came senior year, but like I was getting up there. My lifts were so much better than what they used to be, and I was putting on weight, muscle, and I was getting stronger, which I loved. And so fast forward, I kind of maintained that because I was afraid to cut. I'm always afraid to cut because I used to be that skinny kid, so I didn't want to go back to skinny. So senior year, I would try to maintain that weight, just try to stay big, and maintaining it. I wasn't really tracking like my macros and stuff, like the nutrients and stuff like that. Calorie wise, I was just trying to eat as many calories as I could. So I was getting a little fluffy, but like I wouldn't say I was ever like severely overweight. It was just like I was kind of flabby a little bit. So as I was senior year, freshman year, little flabby, won't lie. Then freshman year of college, like I said, a little flabby. Dining hall, had to adjust to a college setting where dining hall has all you can eat. So I was eating, and it's not always the best quality, I won't lie. So I was eating as much food as I could, and to me, like, this is horrible, don't do this. But like for me, a calorie was a calorie. So if I needed more calories and protein, but I couldn't find that protein, I'd just eat a cupcake because that takes care of the calories, right? No, that's not how that works. Yeah, a calorie is a calorie, but you still need nutrients and protein. So if you just that's like a waste of calories when those calories can be used something that has the protein in it to hit your protein goal. So I would eat those calories there, and that's just, like I said, a waste of calories. And what I mean by that is I would have a cupcake that only serves calories of what I need. Then later I would have protein that has calories, so then I'd be over my calorie count. Not that I've ever really counted calories, but I just kind of go how my body feels, and won't lie. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry. Except when I'm bulking. I will eat until I throw up, like I said. But yeah, freshman year took a little bit of adjustment because you have all the food there, but it's not all the best, and you're tempted with other food that is not the best for you. It's not best for the physique, I won't lie. But I was still consistent lifting, was strong, felt strong, very strong. And like I was doing creatine, stuff like that, and felt great. And then sophomore year, I guess fall, continuing it, like trying to maintain that 190, and like fall, like I tried to push past that 190. My goal was to get to 200 at some point, and I had that goal sophomore year and end of freshman year, I guess. And I wanted to get to 200, so I'd eat a bunch. And I definitely wasn't hitting it hard enough because I never broke past 190. But food just got really, really old to me. And it got kind of old just looking at me. A little flabby. Couldn't really ever see any abs at all. No definition in my muscles. But I mean, I had a big set, I thought. Like a big frame. I got a big frame because of how much I was eating. But I was never able to break that 190 because I didn't eat enough in the end. because I wasn't really making myself throw up as much sophomore year and end of freshman year. I didn't really want to do that, which I should. If I want to get to something, I need to do everything it takes to get to that thing. So in a way, I should have been eating so much to the point where I threw up if I really wanted that goal. I guess I didn't really want it enough, that's what I'm saying. But anyways, then sophomore year came, and around winter going into the spring, I decided, you know what, I can't break past 190. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try cutting. Like I said, I was skeptical of cutting. Cutting terrifies me, just because I grew up as a super skinny kid, and I thought, you know, it'd be really cool to see muscle definition, see the abs and everything from the muscle that I built over the years, and I never really got to be able to see that, and I was like, you know, I don't want to see the flabbiness anymore. I'm tired of seeing this like just flabs. I'm tired of seeing flabs. I don't want to see that anymore. So I was tired. Not saying I was fat, but I look big boned. If you guys understand that phrase, and it might be different from me or for you, what that means. But yeah, I just looked heavier, and I just had size. That was it. It was no definition. And I was like, you know, I want to get definition. I want to look shredded. So I decided to actually start cutting, and what I would do is I'd go to the dining hall, and the only thing I would eat, and I still do this, is only ground beef. I'd have 5 ground beef patties. I'd have a bowl of fruit, and I would have about 3 hard-boiled eggs. That's all I would eat. If there were potatoes there, I'd mix in a few potatoes, not much, just get my carbs in, healthy carbs. That's why I say if there were potatoes or if there weren't potatoes, I'm not switching to French fries. I'm not switching to the other crap that they had at the dining hall. But yeah, so I would do that, and then afterwards, for dinner, I would only have 5 ground beef patties. That was it. So in total in the day, I'd have 10 ground beef patties. I don't know what they are. I want to say they're a quarter pounder, but who knows with the dining hall. They don't really tell me. But I want to say a quarter pounder. So that was a good amount of protein, and I wasn't like I said, I don't track calories. So how I felt, I was kind of hungry. So I was only my focus was just maximizing my protein during the cut. And I started to notice my body weight went down. I dropped down from 190, from that 190 frame, all the way down to 175, and that's where I still am now. 175, 173 in there, so about 15, 17 pounds, and I've gotten so much more definition, and I love it. Like I've noticed, because I'm still prioritizing protein, I haven't noticed my lifts have dropped really at all, to be honest. Yeah, so I mean, I love it. I like seeing myself lean. Like I said, I've never seen myself lean. I've only seen myself skin and bone skinny. So I love being able to see myself lean. Lean versus like flabby from the bulk. So I love it right now. I'm loving where I'm at right now. Tempted to go back this fall to try the bulk again, so we'll see. I'm also trying to run just to keep that, because I like to get steps in. It keeps me mentally clear. But another thing that helped me a lot from cutting was quitting, like not eating until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And to help that, I would just take drink salt water in the morning, and then a big cup of water, because I saw a study that said you're dehydrated. That's why you're hungry when you wake up. But yeah, not eating until 12 o'clock helped me lose a ton of weight. And just make sure you don't overeat because you're fasting. Just make sure that first meal you're not overeating with, and prioritize that protein. Like I said, I would eat a ton of ground beef during lunch, a ton of ground beef at dinner, and then a protein shake at night. And I'm just trying to get my protein in. I was mixing in cardio. I'll do 20 minutes Stairmaster, and I've seen a crazy change in my physique from, I guess, like winter time sophomore year to now the beginning of fall of junior year. Like a huge change. And all it was 17 pounds, which is a crazy thing. I've seen a huge change in my physique, which is only 17 pounds. Like, the thing was, I didn't want to get too skinny, but I'm very happy where I'm at right now, but I want to get size now, but I'm afraid to bulk, because I was kind of fat during those times where I was bulking, and so I just want to be careful with it, trying to do a lean bulk. I want to be able to still see definition, because definition, I like to be able to see definition, helps build my confidence too. So yeah, that's huge to me. But yeah, so I started out as a extremely skinny kid, was kind of working out, just like body weight stuff, but not prioritizing food. I'm not saying calisthenics don't work. Calisthenics absolutely do work, but food's important. That's what I'm trying to get at. Food is important. So I wasn't really focused on food when I started. Super skinny, would not consistently do calisthenics type of stuff. And then as I got into late high school, early college years, I bulked so much where it kind of got like a little fat, like I was a little chubby. I've showed videos of this in my Instagram. I was a little chubby, and now I've cut weight. I've cut 17 pounds from doing cardio, fasting, and prioritizing protein. To where I'm lean, and I feel like I'm in the best shape I have ever been in right now. Yeah, so I'm happy where I'm at. 200 is to come at some point. Obviously, I'll let you guys know whenever I start that bulk to 200. But yeah, the goal is to do a lean bulk. I'm not trying to get fat again. It's really not the point of my bulk. I want to try to stay lean, but I want to get size. That's kind of the goal of it. But I also want to stay in the running. So I don't know how this all works. Probably we'll have to start doing some research on how to do that, because most of my stuff that I've been eating for like physique, for like what I eat, it's kind of like just how I feel. And I won't lie, there's not much studying or research I've done. It's kind of like trial and error. And I guess that might be why that bulk turned me to be a little fat. I guess. Yeah, so that's the goal. 200 is soon to come. A lean 200. That's the ultimate goal. We'll see if we can make it happen.